Good morning from Downing Street and welcome to this ITV News special programme on the day power shifts once again in the building behind me and indeed for the country as a whole. In the next few minutes, Sir Keir Starmer will step out from behind this most famous of doors and address the nation, trying one last time to account for his achievements in his short 2 years in office. You can see many of his friends and supporters in the street here behind me, people who've been on the journey with him, no doubt. It will be a very emotional few minutes for them, not to say Sir Keir and his family. Then, in a well-rehearsed chain of events, he was the fourth Prime Minister in 5 years after all, Sir Keir will travel to Buckingham Palace to resign formally before his successor, Andy Burnham, quickly follows for his meeting with the King, where he'll be asked to form the next government. Then, to complete the procedural circle, he'll be back here addressing the television cameras before entering number 10, a place of work and indeed a home he has coveted for so long. We'll bring you those speeches and the constitutional moments, and I'll be guiding you through what it all means for us, expertly supported here in Downing Street, of course, by our political editor Robert Peston and ITV News election analyst Professor Jane Green of Nuffield College, Oxford. Royal editor Chris Shipp will be at the Palace, plus we'll have reporters in Westminster and in Manchester, where the new number 10 North, of course, will be. Robert, let's not rehearse how many times we've been here in recent years. You know, it's sunny, it's a new morning, it's a new dawn for the Labour Party once again. One thing we've talked about a lot is the early mistakes that Keir Starmer made. For example, you know, cutting winter fuel payments and so on. I noticed Andy Burnham has started to be a little bit more specific in the last day or so about he really wants to focus potentially on cutting people's energy bills, potentially on cutting the amount of tax people at the very bottom of the income curve pay. What do you think will be his first steps? Do you get any sense of it?
Now, the reason people think it's a mistake within the Labour Party is, and more broadly than that, it's not because she's not a very talented politician, which she is, but she knows literally very little about economics, and she's never worked at the Treasury. And, you know, if I look back at the history of the last 40, 50 years, really successful chancellors have an economic vision, and they know how to drive the Treasury, how to manage the Treasury. Now, she may manage the civil servants quite well, but there are some who feel that she simply will not be able to drive the economic agenda sufficiently. And there are already people, with, I've seen, talked to various MPs this morning who are really anxious about that.
Okay. We are reaching the end, or near the end, of this ITV News special programme, and the lunchtime news with Nina is coming up in just a moment. Sir Keir Starmer bowed out of office after 2 years and 2 weeks in number 10. My work is done, he told cheering supporters. I go with a smile. His last duty, resignation to the King inside Buckingham Palace. Outside, appropriately, they were changing the guard. 40 minutes later, it had changed. Mr. Burnham, the one smiling now. Change too. No lectern behind us here, as Mr. Burnham said he would restore stability. We need to be better, he said, as he and his wife, Marie-France, entered number 10, the transfer of power complete. Mr. Burnham made 2 immediate promises on rough sleeping today and the cost of living tomorrow. His cabinet announcement, as Robert was just talking about there, are yet to come. But for now, from Downing Street, it is good afternoon.
Hello, goodbye. The handover of political power has happened once again. Andy Burnham is the country's new Prime Minister. He has delivered his first speech in charge. Will he deliver the political stability he has just promised the country? The clock starts now on Labour's last chance.
We have not been good enough, and we need to be better. We will be. We will make this moment a circuit breaker for Britain, bringing forward the biggest changes in the last 40 years.
Also this lunchtime, 1 million young people can get the meningitis B jab from today, but some appointments are already being cancelled due to a lack of vaccines. And the winners and losers of the 2026 World Cup, a look back at a night and tournament to remember.
This is the ITV Lunchtime News with Nina Hossain.
Good afternoon. The talk is over. The job has begun. Andy Burnham has seized the biggest gig in British politics. As of this lunchtime, the newly elected Labour MP for Makerfield is now the Prime Minister. So what will a Burnham premiership look like? We are about to find out. In his first speech in the role, he promised a 10-year plan for the country, plus help with the cost of living to give people breathing space much sooner than that. He says his first policy announcements and how he will pay for them will follow tomorrow. But he finished his speech just before walking into his new home with a pledge to end rough sleeping in Britain. Our political reporter Jasmine Cameron-Chaleshi on Sir Keir Starmer's goodbye to Downing Street and Mr Burnham's return to Westminster. Absolutely not. Romilly Weeks, thank you very much for that. And we have continuing live pictures throughout the afternoon from Downing Street. Head to our YouTube channel where you can watch our rolling live stream of all the comings and goings in the hours ahead as Andy Burnham begins to put together his cabinet. For now, though, from all of us on the lunchtime team, that's it. Mary will have tonight's evening news live from Downing Street at 6:30. The news where you are is next. From all of us, have a lovely afternoon. Bye for now.
Everywhere will be lovely and warm today. You might even be tempted to go for a dip. Heinz Seriously Good Mayonnaise sponsors ITV National Weather.